Well, well. Ooh, do you know what? We don't have any music, do we? Welcome. Welcome to all 24 of you. I'm testing out this microphone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have this new microphone, which I'm testing out. Here it is with music. Yeah, sounds good, sounds better. Slightly tinny, but it's clear. Huh. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what. Well, I can do some tweaks to it. Oh, thanks. I'm glad I inspired you. Yeah, I mean, I did some. I recorded just before the stream. It sounds upside down. It sounds upside down. Who's actually like just like trying to have me on, and who's giving actual who's giving actual advice here? Like, does it sound terrible? Does it sound okay? I mean, what do you mean it sounds upside down? That doesn't even make any sense. Slightly worse than the mic I had before. That's weird. Like, the mic I had before is just the crappy default one on like a £10 Microsoft headset, and this is a blue microphone. Sounds fine. Sounds fine. Okay, well, as long as you can hear me. As long as you can hear me. I mean, I did. Yeah, I listened to it. I listened to it before the stream, about half an hour before. I recorded from OBS and I listened, and it sounded fine. It's yeah, it sounded alright to me. But then my ears aren't great. Anyway, so I guess here's what we're gonna do for those joining who haven't seen what I've been doing recently. We've been colouring these 3 shots here. I mean, it will be picking up my speakers, but the speakers are on very low, so really shouldn't hear anything at all. So yeah, what we're gonna do, I put the shading on this 3rd shot, and I dropped last stream. Thank you. Thank you for the sandwich fund. Wow, there it is. And if I've set this up right, those messages should stay on screen a little bit longer so I can actually read them now. But yeah, thank you for that. But echo suppression pads or whatnot, blankets work. Huh. I mean, I was gonna get a pop filter for it, but honestly, I'm like sitting back in my chair, so I don't think we've got any potential pops. So it should be alright. Anyway, yeah, so we put the flat colours in last time. So now I'm going to apply the colours. And to do so, let's see. I'll put this on like maybe not that. I'll use a blending mode, something like that, which obviously isn't right. Like, that's what it's meant to look like, that final colour. This isn't right, but it gives it something to work with. There it is. Okay, good. Just checking my layers are in order. So I'm going to merge these. The layers are merged. And now effects, color replacer. So what should we start with? We'll start with the shading on the arm. Oh, we'll start with the shading on the arm of the suit. We'll replace it with the proper color. So now that's all in place. Let me just check that it's all working. Select all, apply. So now that color is the correct one. Next we'll do this one here. So select, replace with that. So now I'll apply this to them all. We'll do the yellow next. Let's go for the darkest one. And we'll replace it with that. Next is that. We'll replace that with that. So as you can see, it's pretty quick. Once you've got your kind of shading guide in there, you can apply the correct colors pretty quickly. Just get the correct shade of grey in there. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh right, okay. That was you forgetting your sound cancel boost. Okay. Good. Alright, so we'll replace that with that. That's alright. I down my own sanity every day when it comes to is this like my hearing's terrible. I can't hear if something's better or not. And right, next we'll do this. Replace that with that. Yeah, we want that to be the right one as well. The hair is the last bit, I think. Oh, no, it's so I replaced because what I'm replacing is the dodgy black and white monotone shading guide that I had on. No, it was just a very good artist. A very good artist. Zach is the sound guy. Well, Zach is the music guy. Joey Lever's the sound guy. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Did I accidentally close my color replacer? I did, didn't I? Alright, we'll do the blue. Replace that with that. Yeah, Pie is best girl, I think. I need to place that with that. Am I a fan of the Smash Brothers competitive scene? this is probably going to be heresy for a lot of people, but I never really got into Smash Brothers. A lot of people in my house were playing it when I was at uni. Pie Thunder, now there's a name I haven't heard in a while. But yeah, I never got into Smash Brothers. And from what I've heard, it's kind of it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? The Smash Brothers scene. What's going on here? We need to replace that with that. Yeah, no, too much. Or not enough. All right. So what else? What else? So immediate thing I've noticed is we need to fill this in black. I don't take suggestions, sadly, unless they're made in jest. I have a lot of films that I'm working on at the moment, and you should see the amount. You should see the amount of messages I get saying, "Do a Warhammer 40k animation." They must be in the hundreds now. The "Do a Warhammer 40k animation" messages, and I've never played Warhammer 40k. Oh, I don't like the look of this. Look, I do not like this artifacting at all. I really should have zoomed in whilst I was replacing those colours, because that's what we did with this, and this looks fine at 100%. The colour replacement was done on all of these using the same method, so I think right, well, I'll tell you what. Undo. The good thing about Cinema 4D, the good thing about TVPaint, which is what I'm using, is that it has incredible huge amount of infinite undos. Alright, so we've done it all. We've undone it all. We'll redo that again then. Excuse me a moment whilst I see if I can find a... Maybe that'll work better, I think. Let's try that. Yes, we'll do it zoomed in this time. Get it right. Color replacer. We'll start on the yellow. So that looks fine. Let's apply. Yeah, so now we're getting into trouble. Look, I'm not liking the look of that at all. Can we? I thought this would be very easy, something quick I could do on stream before we get into more shading, but it's not. It's not liking it, is it? It's not having it at all. And the tolerance isn't helping us either. Yeah, the white chamber was my first ever thing that I animated, actually. Hello, a fan. So that's 200%. Even at 100, I'm not super keen on it. You can still see the halo around it. It is indeed. It is indeed Commando. It's a remix. I've never read Garoden. I've never read it. Like, here's the thing though, animation takes so long to do that just for your own sanity when you're animating, you have to only animate stuff. You can only animate stuff that you're really interested in, since you're going to be doing it for months and months. So yeah, it has to be something I'm really interested in, and even then, oh, autosave, and even then, I've got so many things on the go at the moment. Right now, primary thing is trying to fix this this issue. All right, let's undo again. Why do you love retrofuturism so much? I don't know. It's just cool. It's just cool. I want to live in a world that looks like Bubblegum Crisis. I don't know. I want to live somewhere neon. And it is a fantastic aesthetic, isn't it? So maybe it's the blending mode that's given us trouble, because I mean we could change it to something crazy like that. If we changed it to something crazy like that, let's see what that does. Like, is that going to make it easier? I think it might make it easier for it. Let's give it a try. Nah, people don't call me much, actually. And already it's having trouble though. I've never messed with any of this speed profile stuff before. It's always just worked in the past, which is why I shouldn't be demonstrating it on stream, because it's obviously just because I'm streaming that it isn't working. We can crank the tolerance up. That's worked. Okay. So then we try this. Replace that with that. I mean, it seems to be working. Or is it? No, it isn't, because it's yeah, because the tolerance is up so high now that well, let's try that. It does look like anti-aliasing, which, I mean, we're at 200% zoom, so you probably won't notice it. You probably won't notice it at 100. It's just weird because this never normally happens. I can't. Oh, softness. Yeah, I did turn it down. I mean, that's better than last time. We're getting there. We just had to invert the colours very, very harshly to... At 100% it looks fine. Because 100% is actually bigger than 1080p anyway, so when I downscale the film to 1080p... Right, let's try this. That's... Tolerance is up too high, isn't it? Way too high. Okay, try that. Yeah, I started animating really late in life because I'm old, so they didn't have any animation courses, or I mean they had BBC Micros. That's the computers we had in school when I was a kid. We had a BBC Micro. So good luck having an animation package on that. And yeah, so I started really late. And as such I can never catch up to the greats, but I just keep on doing what I do. But I mean that's the thing though, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing. Like I complain about being old all the time, but if I wasn't born exactly when I was, I wouldn't have lived through the 80s, which is, for some people like me, the best decade to have lived in. Yeah, we didn't even have Elite on ours. They tried to get us to do educational programs on it, like Granny's Garden. There's one that only British children of a certain age will have heard of. It's Sean! There he is! Welcome! What time is it in Australia now? Because I've heard rumours that you come from a land down under. Well, 9:30 PM. $12:30 AM. I mean, yeah, I guess it is. It is a big place, isn't it? Full of threats to one's life. So what's going on here? Look, something. It really messed up there. Oh, I see. Yeah, so I think we've established that this colour replacing isn't something I should do on stream in the future. It's something I must do from the privacy of my own room. Which, I mean, I'm doing now, but with the privacy of my own not streaming. Could you select? No, now it's not. Oh, because I've got it turned off. Hold on. Alright, so select that. Replace it with that, if you don't mind. Replace that with, oh dear. Alright, so replace that with that. Now it's replaced everything. Oof. It's not really going well, is it? It's not going too well. I thought this would be a very quick job. I'll just undo all of it. And figure it out later. How about that? In the meantime, we'll do this. We'll shade this one. Yeah, I think I might need to look into the documentation on that color replacer and see what exactly I was doing wrong on it. But that's not going to be very exciting to do on stream, so we won't. Indeed, yeah. A technical difficulty stream is kind of useful in its own right sometimes. Outlaw Star. I enjoyed Outlaw Star. I think it didn't have an amazing ending. I mean, it's been years since I've seen it though, so I can't quite remember. Watch a lot of anime. That's good advice from Sean there. So I've been watching Akudama Drive recently, and by recently I mean like today. And if anyone remembers the JoJo's censorship, how whenever someone would smoke a cigarette, they'd cover half the screen in like a black airbrush to cover it up. This is like that, but pushed up, you know, dialed up to 100. Every time someone gets killed, like the whole screen is just black, and you gotta wonder, like, I'm watching this to watch it. I can't see anything. Why am I watching it anymore at that point? I mean, I've been burned too many times with stories starting out good and kind of turning to crap in the later seasons. So I can't tell you if the story's any good. I won't know until it finishes. Like, there's so many anime over the past couple of years that have just done a complete 180 in terms of writing and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna reserve my review. But I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. When I can actually see what's happening, I'm quite enjoying it. I was gonna mention Darling in the Franxx actually. Yeah, that was well, it was an ending, all right. It was an ending. So I'm just putting the shade where the shade is on our scene afterwards, since the lighting will be the same. And then I'll use this as a base to do the rest of all of these frames, because she's walking towards it, so the colours, not the colours, but the shading will change. The shadows will move. Yeah, that's one of my biggest beefs when it comes to watching anything that doesn't have an ending written down. Like when you start doing a series, a TV series, a series of movies, a trilogy, whatever, and there's money involved, aren't the people putting the money in? This is what boggles my mind. The people who are investing money in this stuff, don't they ask to see a plan up front? You'd think they would do. Like when J. Michael Straczynski was doing Babylon 5, he had a 5-year plan written out of what was going to happen in all 5 seasons of the show. He knew how it was going to end, and that just seems, that just seems smart to me. Like that, not even smart. That's just, well, yeah, of course you would do that. You're trying to get people to fund your show. Of course you would write it all out, wouldn't you? And so then when you see stuff like Lost, where he's just making stuff up week by week and hoping that, like, and I don't know, it just seems bizarre to me. It just seems absolutely bizarre to me. It's not hard, even for the new Star Wars films, yeah, it's not hard to write on a napkin. Whilst you do in the first one, just write down on a napkin somewhere what you think is going to happen in 2 and 3. I mean, it's not that hard. That is a big brain move. Yeah, everything seems to need to have like a vast expanded universe behind it, which when I look back at my favorite anime, at least, they're all just kind of they're a one-off series, or they're in a lot of cases they're just a one-off OVA that's 30 minutes long, or something like that. You know, they don't. Not everything needs to be the next Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know. Just do something good for the sake of doing something good. Which, I mean, I understand that is very difficult these days, where investors want guaranteed sequels, so that seriously curtails your ability to kill off characters and things like that. But manga, at least, manga doesn't give a shit. Manga, like, you could be reading a manga and like half the cast will just die in 5 chapters or so. So this kind of stuff hasn't made the way over to Japan yet. Oh yeah, the best OVAs do leave you wanting more, like Sol Bianca. To this day, I'm cursing how good Sol Bianca is, and how it was only 2 episodes, and we'll never get any more. 2 episodes, that's all there was. There wasn't that remake that they did, it didn't count. What a slap in the face. What a slap in the face. I had been waiting for years for more Sol Bianca. It ended on a cliffhanger with no resolution, and then magazines started reporting, oh, you're going to get more Sol Bianca, there's going to be more Sol Bianca. I was like, oh yes, but they didn't tell us that it was going to be a reboot, like with really bad CG, because it was really early 2000s, so character designs had changed completely. The characters themselves bore very little resemblance to the original, and you know, it didn't carry on from it. Thank you for that $5 to the bread fund. I shall definitely buy some bread and some high quality meats to put in the bread with that. I think bad CG might just be the future, unfortunately. Neither. My favourite bread, actually, because I used to have it at my grandma and granddad's house for tea with Country Life butter. It was Nimble White, and it was very, very nice, but maybe it's just the way my grandma prepared it. But no, the bread that I'm... Why are we even talking about it? But the bread that I'm eating is the Tesco seeded batch, which is very nice, actually. Is an animation with phenomenal visuals enough to keep you watching something if the story is terrible? Yeah. Absolutely. For me, it's all about the visuals. Like, if I can get good story and really good art and really good animation, then obviously that's fantastic. That's how I'd like everything to be. But you very, very rarely get something that ticks all 3 boxes, I find. And since I'm such a visual, like, and I blame the 90s manga boom for this. Like, manga video get a lot of shit from people, but they released some absolute hits right off the bat. You know, Project Echo, Fist of the North Star, Akira, Ultimate Teacher. And the trouble is that they released stuff that was really high budget, that was basically movies I mean, Akira and Project Echo were movies. A lot of the stuff they released at the start was just high budget anime movies, and I didn't know any better, so I thought it was all going to look that good. So I kind of got spoiled in a way, that everything manga released originally was just really good looking, and so yeah, like that's what got me into anime more than anything. Just it looked really good. It looked really yeah, Urotsuki Doji as well. Oh yeah. Watch Soul Bianca. That, in fact, chat. There's your homework. Somehow get a hold of Soul Bianca. It's only 2 episodes, so it's very quick. And I want you to watch it. And for the next stream, I want you to tell me if I'm going crazy for loving it so much. Like, is it because I was thinking about this recently. Yeah, last stream, someone mentioned Starship Troopers, the anime. And well, there you go. Grab it on DVD. Grab it on DVD. I did have some homework, yes. So someone mentioned Starship Troopers, 6-part adaptation of the book by Heinlein, done in the 80s. So I'm on episode... What episode am I on? I'm on episode 4. So I've got 3 episodes left to go, and it's interesting. It's interesting, yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see where it converges with the Verhoeven movie, and where it just, because I haven't read the book, so I'm not super sure. So it's interesting to see where the movie basically does the same stuff, and where it completely veers off. I mean, obviously the main thing is that they've got the power armor from the books in this, so they're not just fighting, they're not just running onto the battlefield with guns, they're in like big armored suits. But having watched 3 episodes so far, I think it's pretty average. Like, the animation is okay. Animation's fine, but nothing special. The story is fine, but nothing special. The direction is fine, but nothing special. So I don't hate it, but I'm not like rolling around on the ground thinking it's the greatest thing in the world. And I'm wondering, like, if I'd seen this when I was getting into anime, would I absolutely love it? Would I think that this was absolutely amazing just because of, you know, the nostalgia factor and the way that it's attached itself to my memory, like so many of those anime that I grew up watching in the 90s. So what I want you to do, chat, is to watch Soul Bianca, and then next stream tell me if I only love it because I watched it at a formative part of my childhood, or if it's actually good. Because for all I know, it could be just like Starship Troopers, yeah? It could just be totally average. And I might just love it because it has this really nice ending song, and it seems like it's got really good animation to me. I really like the design of the ship. I like the concept of like these female pirates that just live this high class life on the ship, basically. It's a really nice looking ship. And they just go around doing stuff. But I mean, maybe it's not good. I don't know. You tell me. Hoseki no Kuni, that's the one with all the fancy sparkly effects on people's hair and stuff, isn't it? My housemate was watching that downstairs just the other day, actually. I will watch it at some point. Right, let's do this hair first. Jewelry country. But yeah, I mean, Akudama Drive is really the main thing I'm watching at the moment. That and Fire Force. What's Fire Force on? Season 3 now? So I've watched all of that there is. Watching The Mandalorian, obviously, which is pretty interesting. I can't talk about it in case anyone hasn't seen it. But yeah, the latest episode was pretty good. I've seen a lot of people complaining that it's just the A-Team, you know. Mandalorian goes to a planet. He needs something. The people in the town on the planet go, well, we'll give you that thing you want if you sort out this fetch quest for us. And he's like, well, okay. And so he does the fetch quest and he gets the thing. But I kind of like that. It's funny because I didn't like episodic TV when I was growing up. When I was a kid in the 80s, I wasn't really that fond of episodic TV. I didn't like how everything reset at the end, but it's not. Mandalorian isn't like that though. I mean, it doesn't reset at the end. Everything, all the changes remain. It's not like you're watching Star Trek The Next Generation where... And I love Star Trek The Next Generation, I'm not slagging it off, but at the end, you know, Gene Roddenberry's magical hand descends from the stars at the end of every episode and presses the reset button. And any character development that happened in that episode is reset so that it can be the status quo again. Like, I guess like The Simpsons. I mean, Riker gets a beard though, doesn't he? But I mean, apart from that, everyone pretty much, I think, stays the same. Oh shit! There's yeah. I'm watching with Maki. The TV series of What We Do in the Shadows, which is fantastic, and I can't recommend it enough. I think it's better than the film. I mean, the film was good, but I just wanted more because it was just so good. And so now there's a whole TV series, and it's got Matt Berry in it. I mean, what more do you need? What? Spaceship Agarota? Sci-fi cyberpunk hentai? Well, I'll check it out. I did finish Drive to Survive, yeah. And yeah, it kind of... Because Claudia's into F1. Maki's into F1. And... you know, she's up to date on what's going on with the different team dramas and things. And so yeah, we have started watching it to see. Obviously, I don't know all the team names and stuff yet. So all I know is that the guys in the pink cars crash into everyone. So every time we watch one, I'm like, let's see if the pink guys like knock each other out again this time. Let's see how many the pink guys take off the track. If either of the drivers from the pink team are watching, I'm very sorry. You're much better drivers than me, that's for sure. Yeah, we watched the Ayrton Senna movie / documentary thing, and that was good. That was very good. But it really did drive home for me the fact that... Because I wondered if maybe it was just now, watching the Drive to Survive Formula 1 stuff, I wondered if maybe it was just now that you're either in one of the top teams with a good car, and in which case you win all the time, or you're in one of the cheaper teams with a shit car that means you'll always be in last place forever, and you can be the best driver in the world. You'll never do any good because you've got a crap car. And I thought, is that just, you know, recent, or was it like that in the past? And yeah, the Ayrton Senna documentary, it's very much always been that way by the look of it. And I was saying to Mackie at the time, why can't they just, and I mean obviously this is really a simplistic view coming from someone who doesn't watch Formula 1, I'm sure there's a million reasons, but I said, why can't they just make sure everyone has exactly the same car so that it's a test of skill and not of money? But I mean, I guess there's your answer, that there's so much money in it. There's so much money in it that, wow. I have seen the CGI movie of Harlock, and it was alright, I thought. How's Doctor Who coming along? Last time you heard I was working. No, that was ages ago I did Doctor Who stuff. Sean's here. Sean worked on Doctor Who too. We were in the same studio, listening to Man of War, animating 1960s characters. I mean, yeah, I get that designing a car is part of it, yeah. But I think like one of the last things that Senna said in the documentary, that when a reporter asked him like, what's your favourite race? And you think he's probably gonna say an F1 race, and he's like, well, it was when I was go-karting. Like everyone had the same thing, and it was completely down to your own skill and competition, and that was my favourite time of racing, when I was go-karting. And yeah, I understand that. I guess it's like if you went to a Street Fighter tournament and only the person on the team with the best joystick won. One of the joysticks could input commands like twice as fast as all the other competitors, and you could only use that joystick if you were on the Williams team. You actually did a kart race. I did go-karting once, and I thought I'd be crashing off the course. But yeah, it was fun actually. I'd like to do it again. Oh right, that's what F2's like, that is it? Oh, I see. You know, if Williams or Mercedes would just give me 1 million of their budget per year, I mean, it wouldn't help their race conditions at all, but it would help me animate. Not sure where I was going with that one, actually. Not sure where I was going with that. I could indeed, and I would. For $1 million, I certainly would. Mercedes Max, imagine it. Yeah, watching Gunter from Team Haas get angry was always good fun on the Drive to Survive show. So even if you're not into racing, I would recommend it. I think it's very entertaining. It's kind of frustrating how, I mean, I guess it depends on how much access they had, because obviously to some of the smaller teams they had a lot of access to them, whereas they didn't really seem to get much access with Mercedes or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of, you know, you hear a lot about some of the things in some teams, and then you don't really hear anything about other teams, so it doesn't It doesn't really give you like a super complete picture of... It tries to give you a complete picture of how things are progressing during the season and what rivalries are going on and what drama there is in the teams and which people are getting fired and which people are getting replaced and all this stuff, but it kind of... Yeah, I think they could have done more. But, I mean, it's still fun. It's still a lot of fun. But there are a bunch of YouTube videos, you know, kind of, here's what Drive to Survive missed out on the 2019 Formula 1 season and stuff like that. Hello! What, the name of this film I'm working on? This is called Monday, and it is a sci-fi thriller based around a sequence of unfortunate events which happen on a spaceship on a Monday morning. Hence the name. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Coffee break soon is a good point. We're coming up on the hour, aren't we? So here's the latest chisme from the House of Johnson. I was really hungry, and the stream was coming up, and I had 10 minutes before the stream started, so I was like, I've got to eat something. So I had some cereals. I had some cornflakes and used the last of my milk. So I got two choices. For the coffee break, I can either put foul tasting artificial milk into my coffee, or since the Tesco is literally 1 minute away from my house, whilst the coffee break is playing, I can just like jog to the Tesco, pick up some milk and be back hopefully before the coffee adverts even have one rotation. So I'm thinking maybe go for a bit of a jog, to be honest. Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah, I'll see if Mackie's watched that one and if I can talk her into watching it with me. Leg it down the street. Okay. I will do that. What are you up to these days, Sean? Have I asked you? Like, what are you doing now? Anything interesting? Because I know a lot of people from Planet 55 are like doing stuff at Nickelodeon and all kinds of stuff now, aren't they? Do you eat rice? I exclusively egg fried rice. I always get mocked for ordering egg fried rice whenever I get Thai or Chinese. But I mean, here's the thing though. Call me crazy, but it's just like rice, except 100 times tastier. Why wouldn't you go for the tastier option? Work breaks. Well, I'm glad you spent your work break watching me fail at replacing colours on the stream. Oh, yeah, you're working on that. Yeah, well, congrats. Because it does look, I mean, it very much has that. You know what I mean. It's got that kind of. Oh, I know the people who worked on this. I can tell that punch just there. Like, I know who did that. It's very familiar looking at it, even though the art style is completely different. Like, the animation is very familiar. It's that real kind of really nice, like, high impact stuff. So if you haven't watched Monkey Kid, Lego Monkey Kid, chat, go and give it a watch. I haven't watched it yet. I've just seen a bunch of really nicely animated clips. But since a bunch of my friends are working on it, I should probably watch it. "30 degrees. It's 21 here. Raging Thunder. Have they ever addressed that in Mortal Kombat? Because obviously, you know, it's just a bunch of gaijin making a game originally, back in the 90s arcade days. So Raiden, they mispronounced it as Raiden, and it stuck, and now he's called Raiden. But does no one in the game ever, like, you know, mention how he's like, why does everyone say your name funny? What line thickness do you normally animate to? I mean, it depends on the size of your canvas, but I work at 2335 by 1313, which scales down nicely to 1080p. And so my line thickness is 3. When I'm doing my lines, it's 3. I mean, obviously, I've got pressure sensitivity, but and then when I want to do like a really meaty outline around a nose or something, I'll maybe use a 4 for that. Maybe your son Raiden. Do you pronounce it Raiden or Raiden? I am animating shading. Can you describe shading as animating? Because yeah, it does say animation stream when I'm just shading. But the shadows move, so you are actually animating shadow. So I think it counts. I think it counts. I think we've reached a consensus that shading is animating. Hello. Oh really? Oh, I know what that is. Let me just pull up my little app thing here. I haven't got SMG open. It's a little mod thing that OBS uses too. It pulls the data from your Winamp and puts it onto the stream. We working now? Because my little my preview window is so small I can't actually see. If that says Berserk, then it's working. How unprofessional. There we go. It looks like we've got almost nothing done in an hour, but faces are the most exponentially time-consuming thing to shade, because there's just so many lines to fill in. Like, the rest of the helmet will be fairly easy, and the rest of the body will be fairly easy, but I think it's one of those things where, you know, the body is 80% and the face is 20%, but the face takes 80% of the time or something like that. I'm not sure if my maths are good enough there. Speaking of maths, I've been playing a bit of Kerbal Space Program again. Oh, someone needs... I'm telling you, I need an intervention. I need someone to just track me down and uninstall it. I have not had my coffee yet, and that is a very good... That is a good intervention. I think we should do our coffee break now. Let me just fill in this bit here, and then we'll do the first coffee break of the day. These black lines at the top, don't worry about them. They won't show in the finished animation. Okay, yes, I'll see you on the next stream too. What project am I working on? It's a sci-fi thriller called Monday, and so far got the first shot coloured, second shot I'm working on now, third shot is shaded. So yeah, we're making progress on this. I mean, obviously I've got more than just this done. The whole film's at about 63% done now, I think. I could do some tutorials, I guess. If someone makes an AI 60 frames per second edit of my animations, I think it'd look really bizarre, wouldn't it? I mean, when hasn't it looked bizarre though? Anyway, yeah. Oof. This microphone is quite sensitive. It's picking up everything from right back here. I noticed it just maxed out the volume. But yeah, I am gonna go and grab some milk from the corner shop. And so I should be back with coffee before these messages end. So please sit down, be comfy, get yourself a hot beverage, and I'll be right back. In the meantime, enjoy. Enjoy.
A very special cup of coffee. A new standard in richness. A new standard in pureness. Blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The Gold Blend Standard. Only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
Are you taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee. And I had to go make coffee for two. Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off. Coffee, my salvation for my day-to-day drudgery. Coffee. A little bitter, but still an excellent blend.
Boy, you should switch to decaf.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Will Gold Blend be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. must be getting back.
Now, golden roasted, richer, smoother, Nescafe Gold Blend.
Have you met your new neighbor yet?
Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
Come on, Dad. You're playing Vicky, not Andre Agassi.
Don't be so sure.
Agassi.
Hi, call me Andre.
Nescafe, Andre?
You bet. Nescafe sure is coffee at its best. That's the best thing served to me all week. Who's up for doubles?
Yeah!
The best days are Nescafe days.
今結構忙しいんだろ？そういえば例の歌の歌詞はでき…
私はあなたが好き。
Days looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right. Folgers starting to brew, the aroma's calling you. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Mornings are brighter with mountain-grown Folgers because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Please enjoy this footage of velvety smooth beans, followed by a well-shot close-up of a hot brown liquid that's brewed by mixing heated water.
All over the world, the word for great coffee flavor is Nescafe.
We're the world's favorite brand of instant coffees.
In America, Nescafe's great flavor comes two ways.
We're the world's best-selling too.
Nescafe Regular in the red label.
If Nescafe can please the whole wide world.
And now Nescafe Decaffeinated in the green label.
We can sure please you.
Same kind of flavor. Nescafe Regular, Nescafe Decaffeinated. What's your pleasure?
お嬢さん方を応接室に。
はい。
美味しいコーヒーを入れましょうかね。美味しいコーヒーができましたよ。
I only showed you that to remind you you desperately need your fix.
男の温度が上がった。飲んで飲んでまた飲みたい。缶入りコーヒーウエスト。
Go West.
お待たせしました。エスプレッソになります。
ちっさー。ちょ逃げ
もうなんつうかこれからは自販機でいいや。
いつもそばにいてね。
ボス、私のそばにいてね。ボス、決して私見捨てないでお願い。Boss, I can't live without you. Boss, I can't live without you.
Boss, いつもそばにいてね。Boss, 私のそばにいてね。 私見捨てないでお願いBoss, I can't live without you Boss, I can't live without you
A very special cup of coffee, a new standard in richness, a new standard in pureness, blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The Gold Blend standard, only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
Are you taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee. And I had to go make coffee for two. Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off. Coffee, my salvation for my day-to-day drudgery. Coffee. A little bitter, but still an excellent blend.
Boy, you should switch to decaf.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Will Gold Blend be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. Well, I must be getting back.
Now, golden roasted, richer, smoother, Nescafe Gold Blend.
Have you met your new neighbor yet? Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
Come on, Dad. You're playing Vicky, not Andre Agassi.
Don't be so sure.
Agassi.
Hi, call me Andre.
Nescafe, Andre?
You bet. Nescafe sure is coffee at its best. That's the best thing served to me all week. Who's up for doubles?
Yeah! The best days are Nescafe days.
今結構忙しいんだろそういえば例の歌の歌詞はでき
私はあなたが好き Days looking new and bright And you're gonna start it right Folger's starting to brew The aroma's calling you The best part of waking up Is Folger's in your cup
Mornings are brighter with mountain-grown Folgers because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
The best part of waking up Is Folger's in your cup
Please enjoy this footage of velvety smooth beans, followed by a well-shot close-up of a hot brown liquid that's brewed by mixing heated water.
All over the world, the word for great coffee flavor is Nescafe.
We're the world's favorite brand of instant coffees.
In America, Nescafe's great flavor comes two ways.
We're the world's best-selling too.
Nescafe Regular in the red label.
If Nescafe can please the whole wide world.
And now Nescafe Decaffeinated in the green label.
We can sure please you.
Same kind of flavor. Nescafe Regular, Nescafe Decaffeinated. What's your pleasure?
お嬢さん方を応接して
Well, I'm back. I did indeed leg it down the street. And then I saw people have kindly donated to the Sandwich Fund, so whilst I was there I very quickly grabbed some high quality, I was going to say high quality beef, some high quality ham and cheese. So I will have some high quality ham and cheese sandwiches later. Whew, I mean, it's funny, this whole lockdown thing. It's a bit miserable, but I am in the best shape of my life, which is nice. Stuck inside, so I've just been lifting weights and things. what coffee ads do I have to remove due to copyright? There was, you are the new coffee generation of America. Because it had a song by Electric Light Orchestra on it. What? 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 The hell? The hell? Well, thank you very much, but that's a lot of money. That's a huge amount of money. Different with all the 3s in the name. Did you accidentally put in 500 when you meant to put in 5? Because I will happily refund that for you if you made a terrible mistake. But damn, that is, well, you're the MVP. You're the MVP of the stream. With no context. With no context. Good lord. I mean, there's Christmas sorted out, isn't it? Thank you very much. Am I officially like one of those e-girls now? I guess it doesn't. I guess it doesn't. He didn't even give us any words to explain. We're just going to be wondering about that forever now, aren't we? Damn. Well, that was extremely generous. Thank you very much. Wherever you are, whoever you are, see you, Space Cowboy. I'm telling you, I could make that OnlyFans account. It'll be just, you know, photos of my hands holding graphics pens. Which, to be fair, is more than you get currently. I mean, I don't have the webcam on. Mostly because my room is something of a mess. And I've got that lockdown haircut going on, so... I'm English, yeah. That is my place of origin. From Lincoln originally, but living in Sheffield now. Who is he? Who is he? He just drops $500 and we have no idea. I mean, that deserves like, I don't know, a postcard from the recent postcards that we did or something. Damn. I feel bad now. Yeah, I'll definitely send something. I mean, whatever it is won't be $500 worth of something though. So yeah, that was very, very kind. A mysterious benefactor. Indeed. Well, yeah, I will accept with extreme gratitude. That is quite a load off my mind, actually. I try not to talk about the Patreon, but you know, times being what they are, the Patreon hasn't been doing quite so hot, quite so hot as it normally does. So that's yeah. That certainly put me back into the green. So I can just animate without worrying. Like always, I try and remind people every stream. Like always, I've gotten completely bogged down in doing little close-up bits on the animation. So if you actually want to see, if you want me to play it back, just at me in chat, and I'll full screen and we can like look at what we have so far. Because it can, I can go for 2 hours before playing it back, which could be a bit boring. Did they do anything to they drop the big donation and then cancel it after a week on their credit card? Don't know. No idea. It's quite funny. Last stream, what was it? I was talking about the toy OVA, and I said I'll be able to play some of toy because it's so obscure, it's not going to get any kind of copyright. And so, of course, it instantly got claimed by Sony, who are running ads on that on their stream now. So I've pretty much. Oh, also a bunch of the stuff playing in the bottom left keeps getting copyrighted as well. So, what can you do? I've completely accepted at this point that I am never ever going to have a live stream that isn't copyrighted and has ads playing on it by someone that isn't myself. Which is fine. Live streams weren't monetized anyway originally. I was like, well, I'm not going to charge people ads for live streams, but they kind of always were monetized, just not by me. Like, the algorithm will always find something. It'll always find something that's showing on the screen somewhere. Or it'll hear this bit of music here, and that'll get copyrighted by some random music agency that has nothing to do with the remix at all. That's something that keeps happening as well. I think maybe they just have really dodgy software that identifies everything. It false positives everything, and then they put in an automatic claim to YouTube. YouTube never looks at the stuff, because are there even humans working at YouTube? Who knows? But nah, it's what can you do? Also, I should drink some of this coffee, shouldn't I? It actually is decaf. I wanted to see what would happen if I switched to decaf. So I did, I think early in the year, and no withdrawal or anything, so... Because that's the thing, caffeine... I think I have so much caffeine in my bloodstream at this point that it wasn't helping me to stay awake or anything. I was still tired. I would drink coffee in bed. Fairly strong coffee, and then just go to sleep. And so at that point I was like, well, caffeine probably isn't super good for you, and if it tastes the same decaf and I'm not getting any benefits from the actual caffeine, then I may as well just go decaf. So I did. It's just coffee coursing through my veins. But more benign coffee than it used to be. I think the YouTube algorithm is going to eventually become Skynet. And then that's how it'll start. Judgment Day. Yeah, I think the heart palpitations would be a bit much for me. If the algorithm actually became self-aware, then maybe then it would actually know what it was doing, which would be a positive. I just hate when it leaves gaps. Get in there. And especially stuff like that. That's far too complicated for me to flood fill that. I'll go old school on it. As you might have noticed, the helmet that she's wearing is a 3D object. It's a 3D helmet. But you can only tell on certain frames, like, you know, I wouldn't draw that much geometry. This in between, that's a hand-drawn one. And then that's a rendered one. Haha! Anyway, Starship Troopers, the anime. Do you wanna see like a minute of it? Let's see if this gets me copyrighted. So here they are training on the moon with their armored suits that weren't in the movie. I mean, the background's quite nice. The animation isn't amazing though. And it doesn't like have 4 tones of shading or anything like that. I'm not keen. Like, I wouldn't have noticed, but they repeat the shot 3 times. Let's do it frame by frame. I don't like how, you know, it's looking good so far. And then suddenly it just changes between frames. I don't know who was responsible for that. Oof. I'm not super keen on that. And you know, they show it, like they keep repeating it, so they could maybe have done a little bit more on that. It's quite funny how what's his name? The drill sergeant Zim is voiced by what's his name in the anime. He's what's his name? Clancy Brown in the movie, and he's Bison. He's M. Bison in the anime, and Cell obviously. Norio Wakamoto. Indeed, there's 51 of you. Surely you can get that trending. Yeah, the in-betweens were. You started getting the in-between vision. I see, Sean. That's when you know you've been working in animation too long, when you're like, oh, don't know about that in between. I've gotten, you know, having seen some bad in-betweens in my life, I've gotten pretty paranoid about it. Right, I know that someone's going to play my stuff frame by frame and find the bad in-betweens, so I try to make it pretty consistent. There's one or two bad in-betweens here and there in all of my stuff. Ah, well, there's some news on that. I can do one push-up now. So now that I've made it to one push-up, hopefully by next year I'll be able to do 3. And when I can do 3, then hopefully I will be able to pump that up to 10 eventually. And once you reach 10, you know, you're just laughing at that point, aren't you? I'm going to need to turn the volume up on my end for this. There we go. Because I do like this. Is it Knuckle Busters or is it Blood? It's Blood and Knuckle Busters, alright. No, I'm fairly short actually. It's just I never had any strength in my arms at all. Oh! Sandwich and Oreo cookie fund. You are spoiling me. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a point. When Different donated 500 smackaroos, why didn't that max out instantly the goal? It should have done, shouldn't it? Or have I asked this question before and it's only like no, but it no, it should have done though, shouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, it was a super chat donation. Yeah, that'll be why, yeah. But I mean, either way, we're going to count that goal as completely filled, I think, at this point. I think $500 is more than enough for sandwiches of the week. The algorithm will claim a good chunk, yeah. I was wondering about that. I heard that for is it the US Marines, you have to, like, just absolute basic level, you have to be able to do push-ups non-stop for 2 minutes or something? And I can do push-ups non-stop for 5 seconds. And there is literally no way, even with someone shouting right in my face, there is no way I could do another one, I'm telling you. It's just, It's just an issue of like not having the muscle definition at this point. I mean, if someone wanted to really max out donations, I mean, the best way is just straight to PayPal, because I think you get all of that, don't you? And obviously, Streamlabs counts PayPal, so any donations through that do go up on the screen. They trigger the alerts and stuff, so that's all good. But yeah, super chats are kind of just there for engagement, really, because YouTube take a good chunk, but you know, I guess they're nice. They're nice to have, though. Looks nice and colourful up there. And I mean, it's extremely appreciated. Indeed, all the old names are showing up. Nice to see everyone. Damn, I wish I could get that colour replacer working. Because I've got this that I'd like to colour as well. I've done one frame as usual, and we've got so yeah, there's this that I could colour too. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. It works fine normally, but we started the stream and I used it and everything was extremely jagged, so I'm guessing that's gonna take some troubleshooting. Some off-stream troubleshooting. Yeah. I will try. I'll try. I'm not sure animating a film is really God's work, but I'll try. I mean, unless you're talking Prince of Egypt or something. What about people who really love to go into other people's gardens and take a piss on their shrubberies? I guess if they, they're enjoying themselves, so who am I to judge? I am alive. I actually got up, so what time is it now? It's coming up on 3 PM here, and I got up at 1 AM today, I believe. So I'm getting a little bit tired, but we'll see how much of this we can get done. Don't know if it's fun, but it's necessary. It's necessary. It has to be done. After all that big stink that I made about anime looking crap because it doesn't have 5-tone shading anymore back in the early 2000s, I think I would be mocked. I would be mocked mercilessly if I didn't put 5-tone shading on my own stuff. And obviously not every single shot is 5 tones. I do vary it accordingly. And currently we're only on 2 on this one. Oh, you found it because of TIE Fighter. Yeah. This project is coming along. It's coming along quite nicely. I think it's the best thing I've done. Like animation wise and directing wise, it's the best thing I've done. But it doesn't have much in the way of space battles since it's a character study, I guess you could say. So opinions will probably vary. If I was famous and had a subreddit and people were asking, debating what the best thing I've done is, I think people will still say TIE Fighter forever. Because it's TIE Fighter, isn't it? Is it easy to balance your desire for detailed tones and shading with keeping your workflow economical and efficient? No. The answer is no. This film would be done. If it was just 1 tone or 2 tones, it would probably be done now, but I mean even Akudama Drive though, it's getting some really nice shading on there actually, and that's an anime from this season. When it isn't covered in a giant black airbrush and you can actually see things, it looks nice. I don't have a subreddit, do I? Yeah, I'm not sure why Lucasfilm would ever hire me though. I mean, what would they want me to do? I mean, they don't really do anything 2D, do they? And I'm not a 3D guy, so I couldn't have like helped on Rebels or anything. And let's say they saw the TIE Fighter short that I did and thought, wow, this is the greatest idea ever. I don't think they'd get me involved. They'd just use their own internal people, wouldn't they? So yeah. And yeah, besides, I'm happy doing my own stuff. For my looks, perhaps, yes. I do need to cut my hair. It's starting to get in my eyes, so I do need to do something about that. But apart from that, yeah, I'm looking the same as always, except with more abs definition. Now that I'm doing 40 sit-ups a day. And I only do that because I can. Like, I can't do a sit-up. I can't do a push-up. But I could do infinite sit-ups for as long as required. So it makes me feel like I'm not completely useless. Yeah. Maggie has a fantastic radio voice. She used to, at university, she used to host a radio station at SCAD Atlanta, and she really does have a very soothing radio voice. Yeah, I mean, she's been on some streams and things. She mostly likes to do the behind the scenes work, which is a shame. Because there's kind of this, I think, unfair kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't just hate it when you completely forget the English language. People, I guess what I'm saying is people kind of have the wrong idea about Maki and think that she just moderates on a Discord or something, when actually she does an absolute shitload. Like, there isn't a single shot that I do for this film, and the film is going to be made up of thousands of shots. And there isn't a shot that I do that she hasn't looked over very, very often. More often than not, she's had to tweak the anatomy. She does animation as well, so she helps with the timing of the animation and the expressiveness and things. So yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to get noticed, I think, when you're. Because I think people kind of know me as that. Oh, it's that guy who does everything on his own. It's not really true. Like, Maki helps me a lot. But yeah, I mean, I think about it sometimes. It's like credits, isn't it? Nobody actually sits through the credits, and if you sit through the credits for a movie, you're not actually reading them. Nobody knows who the set designer was for The Dark Knight Returns or whatever. But there was one, and they probably worked really hard. It's just, Christopher Nolan is the guy that gets the attention, and the actors who are in it. But no one really cares about the set designer, and it's unfair, but it's kind of, and it sucks. I need to drink this coffee before it goes cold. I will. In my Oscar speech, I will thank her. Well, she'll be up there, like, raising the little golden Oscar man with me. What time is it over here? It is now 2:54 PM. Yeah, do it. Please do it. I want to see it. If you need the character design sheet of her, let me know. I'll send it over to you. That's when you know you've made it, when people start doing fan art of characters that. Well, that's the thing. I was going to say characters you designed, but I mean, here's a case in point. Maki designed the character, at least her face. Maki designed her face. I did the costume and whatnot. So even the main character was a collaborative effort. But you know that when the film's out, I'm the one who's going to be getting all the credit. It's kind of. I mean, it's nice that people like my stuff, but I wish like everyone involved got the proper thanks. Like, I think that I read all the comments on YouTube, and a lot of people really like the music on TIE Fighter, but I don't think many people actually downloaded the track from Zach's website, which is a shame, because it's really good. Yeah, when it's Rule 34, that's when you've really made it. That's how That's how people knew that Overwatch had been a big success before it was even released. When all the characters were, you know, just getting like filth thrown of them. So either they designed characters that people were so into, they were drawing porn of them before the game was either out, or it was a 5D chess move and Blizzard themselves were uploading the filth. Either way, that's quite impressive. But yeah, you have to post that in the Discord, Edo. I need to see that. I need to see that. I'm sure I've heard the name. Felix Coldgrave. Felix Cold... Wow, what a great name. Coldgrave. I'm sure I've heard the name, but I can't remember how. Yeah, I remember when Blizzard were... Everyone loved Blizzard. I remember when everyone loved EA. When they were called Electronic Arts. There was a time, back in the Mega Drive days, back in the 16-bit days, when Electronic Arts were this company that just released really, really good games. And pretty much everything they released got a fairly well-deserved score in the 90s, in the 90%. I mean, what did they do? Like Desert Strike and Road Rash. I think they released Starflight as well. They didn't make Starflight, but they released it. And then they became a huge evil corporation. Good afternoon. Yeah, Magic Carpet and Populous as well. They didn't do Dungeon Keeper, did they? What did they? Because that was Bullfrog, wasn't it? No, TIE Fighter was LucasArts. Dungeon. They did do Dungeon Keeper. They exist now just to obviously to make money and to kill off companies by buying them and then shutting them down, it seems. What? Don't you guys have phones? Very exciting news when I heard Dungeon Keeper was coming to mobile. One of my favourite PC games ever. Now they just trot its corpse out for its semi-regular mobile humiliation. Okay, we're getting there. We've got a shoulder done now. I mean, yeah, it's true. If you kill every other company, then I guess you win by default. It's a bold move. Let's see how it works for them. The Unicron strategy. Sorry, I'm going all quiet. I'm just quite enjoying this music. It's nice to be able to actually hear it at a decent volume for once. It's coming through the speakers now instead of my headphones like usual. My headphones are pretty dodgy and everything's super loud through them. Which one is it again? Right. Yeah, music helps. I mean, I'm always listening to some audiobook or have some YouTube thing on in the background. I've been watching police interrogation videos recently whilst... This is how bad it gets. This is how bad it gets. This is how YouTube gets you. So yeah, I've just been animating and just police interrogation videos in the background. Some of them are quite interesting. I mean, the videos go into... It isn't just like, here's a random guy being interrogated. It's like, there's always, you know, it goes into the context behind it, what happened, if they're guilty or not, which is interesting. Like, if you know that they killed their children or whatever, then them acting completely weird is just even more bizarre to see. There's this one woman, what was it? So, it's been a while, so I can't quite remember. And by a while, I mean like a week, so I can't remember what happened a day ago. Anyway, on one that I was watching, this woman's kid has gone missing, and it's been 30 days, and she's only just contacting the police, even though her kid's been missing for 30 days. So the police are like, okay, that's really strange. Most people, when their child disappears, they contact the police that same day. So, like, why did you take so long to contact us? And she's like, oh, I don't know, just this and that. And she just doesn't sound interested at all. And so they immediately think, well, something's a little off about this lady, so maybe she killed the child. So we'll take her in for questioning. And when they're questioning her, like, they're like, what do you do for a living, and all this kind of stuff, and she makes up, she's like a pathological liar, and just makes up people and jobs and locations and things, like all of these things that they're obviously going to check. They're obviously going to check to see if she worked at Universal Studios or Disneyland or whatever it was she said. And so when they take her there, they take her to I think it's Disneyland, and like, okay, so where exactly do you work here? Like, take us to your office. And she spends 90 minutes walking the police around the park, until she gets to the other end of the park, at which point she admits that she lies and she doesn't work there. It's like, whoa, couldn't you have saved yourself some time and just... Did you think they were going to get fed up just walking them around? And yeah, like, there's all these... She said the nanny, like the maitre d' or whatever, the au pair, had taken the kid. It turns out that the nanny doesn't actually exist and she'd made her up. Like, they can't find any records of this person at all. And yeah, long story short, she had killed the child and then made up a bunch of people and jobs to, you know, basically say, now this lady took the kid and I don't know where the kid is. But it didn't take much digging to find that the person doesn't actually exist. And she just wasn't interested at all in the fact that the kid was dead. Like, it was really, really bizarre to watch. Really bizarre to watch the whole interrogation, I guess. Oh, you can repeat. Oh, you watched the Phantom documentary. Yeah, the last part got taken down. I think whoever it is that owns the rights to Speedgrapher, because, you know, back then when I made it, it was you could take a section from an anime, and in my case I did like a parody fan sub of it for about 10 minutes of Speedgrapher or something. But obviously now, there's no way they're going to take that down instantly. And it took them a while, but they did eventually find it, and they were like, okay, you've used some of our anime, we're taking this part off. And the whole documentary, like all the source files for it, were on my old computer that died, so that's gone forever. The actual John Wick just subscribed. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I try. I'm glad you like it. I think the computer has been in a bin somewhere for years now. It's probably rotted away under a landfill at this point. So yeah, no way to get that back. But I don't know. I've just got this. I'm better about it now, but especially back then, I was kind of like, well, I finished doing this film or whatever, I've put it on YouTube, and I don't care what happens to it now, so I just kind of lose all interest after that. Nowadays I just I've got a lot of storage space on my backup hard drive, so I just keep everything just for posterity now. But back then I just didn't have the room to keep everything, and I just didn't really care that much about my own stuff. How long have I been animating? Since when was the White Chamber? Early 2000s? About 2003 maybe? So yeah, I started late, unfortunately. I always wanted to animate, but there was no way of doing it when I was a kid. I think the closest we had was one of my friends at high school had an Amiga, and it had like, what was it, Deluxe Paint or something? Whatever the Amiga version of Photoshop was, like long before Photoshop. And it did have a thing where you could do like very basic frames of animation. And that's the closest I ever came to animating as a kid. No, I don't think anyone's uploaded that fansub thing to Dailymotion. Indeed. Oh, yeah, I remember Disney did do something for the Amiga, didn't they? I think. Still, if you had an Amiga, you must be an old man like me. Yeah, sometimes I'll rewatch something and notice that I missed something, and most of the time I'm amazed that no one else spotted it. Like in TIE Fighter, yeah, there's the Imperial fleet is 2 Star Destroyers and an Interdictor, and the Interdictor looks very different than the Star Destroyers because it's basically got 4 big globes stuck in it, gravity well generators. But there's definitely a couple of shots, just like blink and you miss it shots, where there's 3 Star Destroyers instead of 2 Star Destroyers and an Interdictor. There's definitely a couple of those shots in the film. And I missed it, and it seems that everyone else missed it too, so I guess I'm happy about that. Still? Apparently OBS disconnected, but it reconnected again. Did anyone notice any jitter or anything? Huh. How strange. Well, we're back now. That's not too bad, I guess. I can live with 5 seconds. on my old machine, the one that I had that fan sub thing on, I had so little room that whenever I downloaded a movie, and a movie would be, what, 700 megs? I would have to delete the movie before downloading another movie because I only had a gig left of storage on it. So 1 gigabyte was like the most huge thing I could imagine in my life. $50 songs. I still maintain that this Thundercats tune is better than the actual music from the animated show. But no one knows about it because, I mean, who played Thundercats on the Commodore 64? Do you know what I'm gonna do with this belt? Get ready for this. You'll be astounded. There you go. Happy? I'm not gonna try and draw that meticulously each time. Oh, look at this cheating. Just look at it. Alright, and we'll stop it there. Apply! I mean, that was quicker. That was quicker than doing it manually. I saved about 10 seconds there. Tell you what saves you a lot of time if you make as many mistakes as I do. Mapping the, is it Control and Z? Mapping undo to my second graphics pen button saves me so much time. Like I can do this. Oh no, I've made a terrible mistake, and I can just undo it really quickly just by tapping the pen. Copy paste leads to artifacts. Artifacts lead to blurriness. As you can see from the times I copy pasted this, blurriness leads to things being hard to fill in, and things being hard to fill in leads to suffering. Indeed, yeah, that's something that Vector's definitely got going for it. I just can't wrap my head around with it though. It just feels so weird to me. I mean, I guess being, you know, infinitely scalable is nice as well. My stuff's always going to be, well, everything I've done so far is always going to be locked at 1080p. But I guess I don't mind, because, you know, like all of my favourite big anime movies from the 80s, they're all 1080p. And if I could look even half as good as that, I'll be happy. So I don't need to ever be 4K resolution, I guess. In fact, I want grain. I want grain all over every frame. I want a nice grain plugin that makes everything look old. I didn't go to uni for animation. There was no uni for animation, or I would have done. Yeah, my options were pretty limited. No, I never animated with Flash. Never even tried Flash. I'm very easily stuck in my ways, and if something works, I just kind of stick with that until the program is discontinued. So hopefully TVPaint will live forever, because I don't know what the hell will happen if TVPaint died. I'd have to learn a new program. And if there's one thing that's harder than doing a single push-up for me, it's learning a new program. Oh, I've got plenty of VHS scan lines in this film. Every time there's a monitor, I stick a bunch of VHS scan lines on it. No reason. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would live footage of a CCTV monitor have scan lines, like VHS scan lines on it? But it looks cool. It looks cool. Yeah, Zach introduced me to, was it Mad Tracker? I think it was Mad Tracker. That's the only time I've tried doing music was on Mad Tracker. Because that's how he started doing music, and look at him now! Playing all the instruments himself. I've never used Blender. Well, I've used Blender when I was doing some VR chat stuff. I modelled a Dalek in Blender so that I could use the Dalek in VR chat. I mean, you know, I'm poor, so I didn't have a VR headset. Oh, thank you very much. Do you know I've not played F-14 Tomcat or Dragon Wars? That's pretty obscure. I was sure you were gonna mention something like, I don't know, for Commodore 64. What are the classics? What are the classics? Probably like, you know, Treasure Island Dizzy or something like that. But yeah, I haven't played either of those. Did you ever play Ace? Ace or Ace 2? I really liked Ace. Air Combat Emulator. I think it was my first quote-unquote flight simulator. Yeah. It blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind at the time that you could take off and land on a runway and do mid-air refueling and stuff like that. I was like, wow, we are living in the future now. How can games be this good? Cinema 4D. I mean, I use it for 3D, but only for building my sets and stuff. Because I'm really only you know, basic competence when it comes to 3D. I can't like texture or anything, but I don't need to. I just need to build basic things and render them out as lines, and then hand color them. Hold on, do I have something here? Perhaps I can show you. Yes, I do. So, let me turn the music off a sec. I guess I'll pimp the Patreon out since I'm here. Here's a update I put up on Patreon recently. And so this will show you the 3D background, and then the lines, and then the hand colouring. So it's pretty simple. The colouring takes about 6 hours. So yeah, along those lines, where is the... How do I close this? Wow, that is bizarre. That's never happened to me before. The menu bar at the top of Media Player has disappeared, so I can't close it. Oh well, guess that's staying open forever then. Never mind. Never mind. Press the F keys. I'll just mash them all. I hope this doesn't like stop the stream or something. Oh, Sean was right. Where's the very top ones though? F10 brought them back, but oh, okay, there we go. Whew. Whew. There we go. Oh, total boomer, I'm telling you. Absolute boomer. Okay, so... Oh. Alright, I see. Let me merge these. You know that you've been properly animating when you look at your automatically named layers, and it's layers of what? Anim 181, 179, 178. That's pretty scary to think that I have 181 layers at one point. I mean, I never actually had 181 layers, all active together. Sometimes it's just easier to get a big brush and just do that, rather than flood filling and having it miss little gaps here and there. I'm pretty sure that if I go to layer, I can just do... then it fills the bit at the top though. Annoying! Does it still do it? Yeah, it does. Where are my lines? Yeah, so it shouldn't. Why is it filling? I mean, it has no way to get up there, so I don't know why it's flood filling that, but whatever. We'll do it this way. This will be my animations from now on. No lines. No lines, blocks of shade only. This is art. This is going to be the next big movement in art. I'm going to get the Reiki master in to exercise the vector ghosts. They have no power over me. That was Art Attack. How long have we been going for? 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours. Because I'm kind of getting hungry. I shouldn't have bought that when I went to Tesco. I shouldn't have bought that fancy ham because I really want a ham sandwich. I got some fancy cheese as well, and I've already got some fancy Branston pickles, so I could have a ham and cheese with pickle on it sandwich. I could have two. I could have two of them. Imagine. So I think maybe I'll call it here for a day. I'll call it a day for here. For now, I'll call it a day. Do you seriously not have any copies of your Anime Phantom documentary? If you don't, I'm about to dig through a bunch of old external hard drives to see if I have a copy of it. Yeah, definitely. If you have a copy, send one my way. I mean, I'm not like super broken up about losing it, but it would be nice to have a copy so I can look back on it in 50 years. Yes, I did. I had a look actually, and it turns out that I'd already looked at a bunch of their videos. You can tell because it's got the little red line at the bottom, hasn't it? If you've already watched it. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this. It was the one on the video I watched was the one on which animation software is used in Japan in the anime industry. So yeah, it turns out I already had watched some of that. But thanks for the recommendation anyway. What else did I have on my list here? Watch Starship Troopers, which I've half done. Yep. And that's it. So I think I'll call it a night there, even though it's only 3:30. Thank you for joining me. Have a good rest of your evening or day. No, thank you for being here. And yeah, alright. I shall see you all next time. Obligatory shout out to Pimp the Patreon. If you want to see the animation updates and things, get your name in the credits. Get postcards. Patreon. Okay, bye.